And then because we were working in radians, we want to convert our radians to decimals, right? So this should say into degrees, not decimals, into degrees, not radians. And so we may remember that pi radians is equal to 180 degrees. So if I take this inequality that I had, which is in radians, right? So if we're being a little bit kind of precise, this is radians. This is also radians. All right, so if I want to get rid of radians, I need to have a conversion factor. I need my pi radians in the denominator. I need 180 degrees in top. Similarly, over here, we're going to get a pi, right? We're going to get the same value, right? Because it's symmetric. So what we want to find is what this is equal to. 0.49526 times 180 divided by pi. So we could do that pretty easily. 0.49526 times 180. Then we're going to divide this whole thing by pi. So that gives us about 28.37 degrees. Right? And so because it's symmetric, we're going to get 2837. So this is about negative 28.37 degrees. Our angle, positive 28.37 degrees. So what we've just shown is that the sine of theta is roughly equal to theta whenever we're between like negative 28 to positive 28 degrees. So visually, here's what this is saying. If we look at this a little bit of a different way. So if I have y equals the sine of theta, or I just do sine of x, and then I just have the line y is equal to x. So that should be a y, not an r. And here's my function. So if I zoom in, right? So for some number of degrees, if I zoom in enough, there's really not a difference between sine, which would be the purple function there, and y is equal to x. They almost overlap perfectly. But obviously this isn't true forever, right? The further we get away from zero, the less our linear approximation holds. So if we just looked at this inequality, negative 0.49526 x 0.49526. So this is the interval that we're kind of working with on. That interval here, right? So sine of x and just the line y is equal to x are roughly the same. They differ by about less than 2%. So you have about 98% accuracy just replacing the sine of x with just the value of x between those two values of x, or those two values of theta, rather. That's all this question is showing. That's all. Hope you learned something.